Before we begin, I just want to ask everyone to please silence all electronic devices. We should have proper decorum and dignity during the service. I'm going to start off with a parak of Tehillim. Mizmor LeDavid, Adonai roi lo echzor, binos teshayar bitzeni amei menuchos yinahaleini, nafshi yishovev yonkeni b'maglei tzedek leman shimo, gam ki elech b'geit zalmaves, lo yivara ki ato yimodi, shiftecha mishantecha hema yenachamuni, tarach lefanai shulcha neget soriroi, dishantav Hashem en roshi kosi rivoya, Achtov v'chesed yudafuni kol yemei chayai, v'shabti veis Adonai liorech yamim. Chapter 23, Song of David, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not lack. God makes me lie down in lush pastures. God leads me beside tranquil waters. God restores my soul and guides me in righteous path for God's name's sake. Though I walk through the valley, the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your scepter and staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in full view of my adversaries. You have anointed my head with oil, my cup overflows. May only goodness and kindness pursue me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord for length of days. We're gathered here today to pay special tribute to Leib Ben Moshe, Mr. Louis Radzeli. Really many ways today it's marking the end of an era, as Louis was not only a survivor, but he and Suri were fixtures of the shul from the time that it opened. I have to admit, I could still see them walking together to shul, walking together particularly in recent years, as Suri would walk Louis to his seat to make sure he was there for davening. He didn't have an easy life, Louis. His early years, he was born in Vilna, and then before the war, things were actually relatively good. His father was a religious man, a regular shul goer, and he had a kosher bakery. That was the family business. The bakery was on the first floor, and the family was above. And the truth is, everyone was involved in the bakery. Everyone played a role. Louis' specialty was suritomi sponge cake. I think I have to say, digress for a moment. Being blessed with Suri as his wife, I don't think he cooked after that. Suri took care of everything, but he made sponge cake, and little did he realize how much that skill, his being involved as a baker, would be so important in his life. He had 6 siblings, was part of a big Beitar family, a very Zionistic family, and he enjoyed his friends and his sports. He liked music in school, even sang in the choir. In many ways, it was a beautiful time of life. But all that changed in 1939. His older brother had gone to Palestine, and Louis also wanted to go there. There was a group from Vilna that was supposed to go, and he was number 14 in the group. Should have been earlier. He was pushed back. And they were ready to go. And his mother was concerned, who knows what's going to happen to him. She gave him a ring, and she told him, when you need this, you use it to buy the bread you'll need to live. They got to the border. They tried to bribe the guards, but unfortunately they were turned in. And the Russians saw them, saw the way they were dressed, thought they were fascists, called them fascists. Initially he was jailed in Poland, but gradually he was taken deep into Russia. Louis spent 5 years in labor camps in Russia. He worked as a baker, amazingly, the trade of his youth, which helped keep him alive. He would use his access in the kitchen to steal food for his friends. He had one very close friend, Mullah Gordon, who had gotten very sick, and he stole him some liver that he needed and literally saved his life. After those 5 hard years, he spent another 5 years, these years in DP camps. Initially, they went to Vienna, then in Germany. He met up with his sister Jenny and his brother-in-law. 5 years. Imagine, 5 years in Russian labor camps, another 5 years in the DP camps. He came to America in 1951 on a baker's visa. Once again, the role of the baker coming to help him. Starting off in New Jersey, he worked in a factory. Before coming to Cleveland, he was connected to his friend Mike Frum, one of his connections at those times. He started off working in the night shift in a bakery, but didn't really like it. He left and went to working in roofing and gutters. Initially, he worked for different survivors. eventually becoming part of the Union, which is a big step. In 1971, he started a new chapter in his life when he married Suri, and together they went into business, L&S. She was the president of the company, and they were a team in so many ways for close to 50 years. They worked very, very hard for the shul. I've been in Green Road only 8 years, but anyone who's been in Green Road for a long period of time knows how hard they worked. Suri basically did everything as the sisterhood president, and Louis enjoyed his passion, and that was table tennis, not ping pong, not ping pong. He corrected me. First time I said it was ping pong, he was very quick to correct me. It was table tennis, which he was a master at, and he really loved teaching children the game. In fact, for many members of the shul, when various people were heard that Louis had passed, and I told different people from the shul, either now or people from distant places, that's what they instantly thought of him. His expertise in table tennis, his ability to be a champion even in his later years, in his advanced years, he could beat all the youngcomers. It didn't matter. Joe Pearl shared his love for children, and he gave Louis the shul's basement, where Louis put 6 new tables for table tennis, and he started teaching the game that he loved. As they got a little older, Suri and Louis together, they split their time between Cleveland and Florida, and this was an opportunity for them to really enjoy themselves. They had the time of their lives there, attending Chazanim concerts and spending time with friends. This past year, due to Louis' failing health, they stayed here in Cleveland. And I want to take a moment. I know they took beautiful care of each other all the time together, but I know Suri may be a little upset with me. But I have to note the incredible care she took of Louis. The years that I got a chance to know them both were mostly spent in hospitals, visiting them in the hospital time and time again. Each time, Louis would go in, and Suri would come. She'd sit with him all day. She'd bring him chicken soup. She'd bring him the food that he was willing to eat. He didn't eat that much. And she was unbelievably optimistic about his health. He was 102. 101? 101. I thought 101, and someone corrected me this morning. I was right the first time. 101 years old. Unfortunately, this morning I was dealing with another Levi that we have today, another longtime member of the shul, close connection to the Radzeli family, Max Solomon. That Levi will be later. He was 101, but I have to be honest. I thought Suri would keep him living forever. She took unbelievable care of them. And each time I'd go and visit them, whether in their home or in the hospital, Louis was a man of a few words. He would joke that Suri took all the words she did the speaking, and Louis would be quiet. But he was a man of great passion, very committed to the shul, very committed to all children being happy, very committed to his Yiddishkeit. They came with regularity. And my image will always remain of the two of them walking together, and the image of Louis coming up to get an aliyah. He loved to get an aliyah, and he would do it with great pride. We had a little thing between us. Every time I would see him, he would turn to me and say, "Sei gesund," and I would say, "Und stark." That was our bond between us. Means be well and be strong. We're going to miss this incredible fixture of our shul. He's been part of the shul from its inception. From the minute the shul opened on Green Road, the Radzelis were a part of it. And though Louis physically has passed, he'll remain with us forever. Yehi zichro baruch. May his memory be a blessing. I'm going to like to call up Jerry Fiala, close family member, cousin of Mishpacha, who's going to read something from one of the cousins in Israel.
Thank you, Rabbi. For those who don't know me, Jerry Fiala, Suri's cousin, along with my sister, Ava. It's a very difficult time for all of us. A week ago today, Don and I, my wife and I, were visiting Suri and Louis at their home, celebrating Louis' 101st birthday. And you never know what life brings, what's ahead of you a day, a week, a month. Certainly no one thought of us sitting here a week later at Louis' funeral. But Louis was strong. He was vibrant that day. This is a week ago Monday. He was actually stretching. He was stretching like the world-class athlete that he was, getting ready for a table tennis match. It was incredible. I couldn't help but notice he was sitting in his chair, but you could tell he wanted to move. He wanted to do something, and he was speaking and he was smiling. And Suri and Louis and Don and I were talking, and it was just a wonderful evening. The Jewish Federation brought him a beautiful birthday cake, and we had some cake together, and it was a beautiful time. And I'll remember that forever. But I represent the cousins here today, many cousins, nieces, nephews, Carmela, the sister-in-law. It's a wonderful family we have, and we've been close forever. Suri and Louis have been married 48 years, but we've been close to Louis for all that time. I played table tennis with him, and he's incredibly good. He's a world-class athlete. He puts us to people who know how to play, people who think they're good. He was so much better than the rest of us. And today I just want to say a few words from all of the cousins and all of the family members that Louis was a wonderful man. He was humble. He didn't look for a lot. He didn't ask for a lot, but he always was very generous. Suri was just the finest cousin in so many different ways. To my parents, Mark and Louis Fiala, to everybody, to her brother Joe Schneider, a wonderful family. And she touched many cousins from around the world. And my cousin Judy and Aviram sent an email because of technology. Now I can speak their words in real time. They sent it this morning. And I have some words to share from Israel, from Judy and Aviram and her family, if I remember where it is. So again, words from Judy Ram and Aviram and family. Dear Suri, for many years, usually in January, my husband Avi and I, and many times Avi by himself, would travel to a conference in Orlando and always jumped over to Hollandale, Florida to visit Suri and Louis. It was always such a pleasure to be with them. Louis was always so funny with his sarcastic and fine sense of humor, his pleasant laugh, ha ha ha, with his remarkable sports achievements and his endless energy. At the age of almost 100, he was still driving. He would stop to drop us off and go park the car. He had amazing stories about Russia, Poland, and the war, and how his life had many twists and turns. Louis and Suri, Suri and Louis, always together, always one for the other, always unseparated. My family and I are shedding tears ever since we heard of the shocking news. I know we all knew it was going to happen soon, since his condition got worse, but it is still too soon. We were sure we will all meet again in May when we visited. We are all so sorry we are not here in Cleveland with you. My children still remember how Louis taught them to play table tennis when they visited the Golan, how he beat Matan, my son, with a slipper and gave him 20 points, and how Suri was angry with him because he may have embarrassed my son, and how he used to look for people to play with, usually innocent guests of my resort in Israel, who were beaten without mercy by that old strange man. Nothing will be the same anymore. This great long chapter in our family book has come to a close. Even when he was gone, Louis didn't want to be a burden to his loving wife Suri and to all of us, passing away just before Pesach, so there would be no Shiva to organize. He went in to sleep quietly, so quietly. They were not sure he was even dead. Quiet and loving like he always was to his wife Sarah, and God has given him this kiss of death, the tzaddik's death, during the week of his 101st birthday. He is smiling to us now, I am sure, maybe even laughing to us with that ha ha ha. Not used to be so highly spoken about, being a humble, quiet man, he built a home for our dear Suri, a hero in her own right, a life story out of a novel. I am sure she will go on being our family hero and legend, and we are all promised to be with her forever. Yes, Louis, don't worry. We will not leave her on her own. You can be sure. We drank a glass of wine to your memory at our Seder in Israel. I am not sure we can do such a thing, but we felt your spirit was there and loved it. I want to finish with a few lines from a poem that she found. He was my north, my south, my east and west, my working week, my Sunday rest. My noon, my midnight, my talk, my song, thought that love would last forever, I was wrong. We love you, our dear Suri, and we kiss and hug you from a distance in Israel. We are sure better days will come for you. You deserve it. Judy, Avi, Matan, Mayan, Einaf, and the families. And that's our message from Israel. And that really is our message from the entire family. Just a wonderful, wonderful part of being this family for family and friends. Thank you all for coming.
As was noted, things were a little different during the week of Pesach. He passed away right before Pesach. We're having the Levaya, the funeral during Chol HaMoed. So I'm going to ask people to rise. We're not going to say the Kalmale, that we don't say during this time frame. I'll ask people to rise so we can say another parak of Tehillim together. Give her a hand. Michtam leDavid, Shemreini Yaki Chasi Sivach, Amart Adonai Adonai Atot Avasi Balalecha, Lakdoshim Ashabaret Hema, Vadirei Kol Chef Sivam, Yebuat Vasam Achama Haru, Balasik Nixehem Idam, Valasash Masam Al Sfasai, Adonai Menas Chalki, V'chosi, Nebechat Chalki V'chosi Etatamich Korali, Chavanim Nafli Banimim Afnachala Shafra Elai, Avaregas Adonai Asher Yatzani Aflilos Yisuni Kil Yosoi Shivisi Adonai L'Dagdi Tamid Kmimini Balemot Lokein Tzamach Libi V'Gel Kvodi Abasari Yishkon Leveta Kilos Hasov Nefshi Lishol Lo Sitein Chaitit Kali Roshacha Todi Eni Arach Hayim Zavas Machotes Panecha Nimos Bimincha Netzach. You may be seated. This concludes this part of our service. The interment will be in Zion Memorial Park. As was noted, it's a little bit different. The actual Shiva, it did not commence until after Pesach, but the family will be having people come to the home during the course of the week. They'll ask that today just be family. After the Levaya, after the funeral, just the family will come to the home, and the rest of the week, 1:30 to 3, coming to the Radzeli's home, 2547 Brentwood Wood in Beechwood. Contributions are suggested to the Israel Defense Force, IDF, which was a tremendous passion of Syrian Louis, to the Green Run Synagogue, or Kol Israel. Thank you all.